Alright, here we go. Welcome back everybody to another Sick Plays video. I'm your host, and this is Peterbot. So if you don't know anything about Peterbot, I do not blame you because it is actually not that common knowledge that he, as a professional Fortnite player, but Peter is one of the most dominant and polarizing figures in competitive Fortnite. He is known for his super aggressive playstyle that can be seen every day on his streams when he is scrimming or playing in tournaments like FNCs. It doesn't really matter. He always seems to find a way to put up numbers and come away with a top-tier placement. So today, we're gonna look at the insane journey of Peterbot, how he got to where he is today and some of the most unbelievable plays he has made along the way. And just so you know, this video is going in chronological order, meaning we're gonna start with his earliest videos and work our way to today. So hopefully you enjoy. All right. So let's start off the video with this absolutely insane clip, if you can't tell already. I'm sure you'll find out soon enough! But Peter is definitely not messing around when he gets in the zone. He can make some very quick edits. Perfect game! He rotates perfectly, and all he does is get dubs. So yeah, let's start off the video with this banger of a clip. And now let's go back in time. Way back in the beginning. This is Peter at age 13. He has been grinding Fortnite for a while now, and his dream is to become a pro player. He spends countless hours in creative box fights and doing any sort of training that can help him become better than the average player. Now, the thing about Peter is that he always had a lot of confidence in his ability. And this was pretty obvious even back then. Despite being pretty skilled, he still had a long way to go in terms of actually competing with the best players in the world. At this point, he would watch other content creators like T. Martin, Mr. Savage Enemies, and admire their success. He wanted something like that for himself. So he continued to grind. He qualified for the first ever Fortnite World Cup in 2019, and that was pretty cool. He did end up placing super high, but still, he was in the top 1,000 players in the world. Then came the next season, and along with it, a brand new meta. Chapter 2, Season 2 was when the true grind began. It was also around this time that Peter decided to change his name to Peterbot, and that S, when everything started to turn around. He played in small to mid-sized tournaments and worked his way up slowly but surely. Around this time, he started to show glimpses of the playstyle that he's currently known for. We saw a bunch of highlights, and it's obvious that Peter was starting to find his stride. He was also around the same rank as someone else who would become a massive streamer, KSI. At the time, though, they were just two randoms trying to climb the ranks and do well in tournaments. Then came the moment that Peter had been waiting for. In the summer of 2020, he won his first solo Victory Cash Cup, which meant he officially had that coveted Victory Royale in a tournament. But he wasn't done there. In the same season, he went ahead and did it again, and 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 again. He ended up winning multiple solo Vic Cash Cups, and everybody started to notice. He gained a ton of followers, and the opportunities just kept coming. As the year went on, he participated in many different events, and his placements and skills improved dramatically. After an entire season of hard work, he was ready for what was probably the biggest test of his career thus far. This was the FNCs. Now, if you don't know what the FNCs are, basically this is the biggest and most prestigious tournament in Fortnite, and it happens every single season. Everybody competes for this win, and only 100 people end up getting that W. So it's a very tough task to do. And Peter was actually able to place 65th, which is crazy considering he's only been playing competitively for a year at this point. So after that season ended, it was time for a bit of a break. But Peter knew that the real action would start up again soon. The competitive scene was heating up, and he was determined to make a name for himself. So that brings us to the start of Chapter 2, Season 4. By this time, he was considered a top-tier pro, and people were excited to see how he would do in the new season. What happened next was absolutely insane. Peter ended up winning the first ever FNC's tournament of the season, which was the FNC's Heats. Now, this isn't the main event, but it's still crazy that he was able to win. Unfortunately, he didn't end up performing as well in the grand finals. But as the season went on, he kept improving and placed higher and higher in every tournament he played in. It seemed like he could do no wrong. He was unstoppable. His confidence was through the roof. And he was constantly putting up numbers in every game. By the end of the season, he had secured several top-tier placements and had proven himself to be one of the best in the game. Season 5 was when Fortnite started to take a turn in the wrong direction. You know what I'm talking about. This was the map change! Peter still performed decently, and he did end up winning a couple of Rent Cups, but he seemed like he wasn't as interested in playing Fortnite competitively. During this time, he started streaming more and focusing on entertaining his viewers rather than grinding tournaments. But then, something interesting happened. After the Ren Cups ended, he went back to grinding and trying to qualify for FNCs once again. And wouldn't you know it, he ended up winning another FNCs tournament. This was definitely a surprise to everyone watching, because nobody really thought that he would be able to do it again. But Peter proved him wrong. After the second win, he was basically guaranteed a spot in the FNC's Grand Finals. But he wasn't done yet. He still had a few more tournaments to play in before the season ended. So guess what he did? He won another Red Cup. And if you think that's impressive, just wait, because he did it again. He ended up winning 4 Rent Cups total, which is an insane accomplishment. The Grand Finals were unfortunately a bit of a letdown, but still it was a decent season overall for Peter. And that brings us to his latest season. As we all know, this season hasn't ended yet, but Peter has already had a couple of major accomplishments. He won another NCS Heats, which is crazy because he has done it twice now, and he has probably the only person in the world that has actually been able to do that. He also just won his second Rent Cup of the season. And I mean, that's just crazy. This guy is literally on another level. He's a top-tier pro who can compete with anybody in the world. He's only getting better, and I mean, if he continues to do what he's doing, he's gonna be a legend in no time. Hopefully this video has shown you the type of player that he is and how hard he has worked to get to where he is today. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you subscribed. Thanks for watching, and bye.